Joining us now is multimedia producer, author, founder, CEO of MJM Entertainment Group, Mark Joseph. Among his books, Sarah Barracuda, The Rise of Sarah Palin. I think he's changing the name of his book to The Promise and Peril of Sarah Palin now. Mark also founded bullypulpit.com. Mark Joseph, thank you for being with us again.
Hey, guys. Great to be with you.
Thank you. Say, you're changing the name of the Sarah Palin book.
I am. The publisher is, we're re-releasing it in January. The new title is Wild Card, the Promise and Peril of Sarah Palin.
Well, I was going to ask you what your thoughts had been since you wrote the first book, Sarah Barracuda, The Rise of Sarah Palin, and since she has resigned and the things that have happened since you wrote your first book. So I guess did you have a new chapter or an update or something there?
Yeah, there's quite a bit more. It's funny because I was meeting with my publisher and we decided on this new title, Wild Card, and 3 days later she made us profits because she abruptly quit as governor of Alaska, as you know.
Well, give us a quick summary of your analysis as to where she is, what she's doing, and how she's going to fare now that she has resigned as governor.
Well, she has a pattern of doing things like this. I mean, she is very unpredictable. For instance, she attended several colleges over the course of I believe 5 colleges over the course of her collegiate career. She also resigned rather abruptly from a commission in Alaska. But usually what that means, if past is prologue, is that she has something up ahead she wants to do. Whether that's running for president, I can't say, but it usually means that she has a plan. She may not be telling her aides about it, but she has something on the horizon that is sort of more important, is catching her attention. And I think she was just stymied in the position of governor, having all these investigations and the legislature balking at her efforts to do things.
So you think she's running for president?
I do. I quote people in the book who say she'd be wise to wait a couple more, cycles. But it may just be irresistible, Fred, in 2012. But I probably would be good to wait another cycle.
Mark, one of the things that I most enjoy about bullypulpit.com is the wide range of topics that you have, and you often talk about what's going on in Hollywood or what the trend is in the movies. And I saw today that Regal announced that they're doing really well. The economy is supposed to be down, but boy, people are still going to the movies. What's going on?
Well, as you guys know, having worked in entertainment, entertainment tends to be, nothing is recession-proof, but it tends to be among the most recession-proof things. What happens is people say, well, gee, instead of that cruise or that trip to Mexico, well, let's just go watch the movies and get some DVDs instead. And so it tends to do well in times of recession pretty consistently.
What movie are you working on now, if any?
Well,
I knew there was something. Can you tell us anything?
I want to come on in a couple of months and tell you all about it, but I'm more interested in the Genesis Code right now, actually.
Ah, you're going to turn it on us, huh? What are we working on?
Well, I hear you're filming at Calvin College.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's interesting because Michigan is one of the most aggressive states in getting films to come to their states. With the incredible tax rebates, and I'm not sure if you saw the news, but California, Governor Schwarzenegger is also getting into the game now, too. Yes,
we did see that. We were talking yesterday about how California had kind of driven the movie business out of there and all the way out of the country in some respects, and a lot of that had to do with the level of the dollar and so forth back a few years ago, back when we had a dollar, and. But all the different states that I have done things in, people talk about Hollywood, but heck, I hardly saw it. I'm looking forward to
working with Ernest Borgnine.
Yeah, and
speaking of Sarah, it's about hockey.
That's right.
Yeah, well, it's how would you describe it? You're familiar with it, I guess. You must be. Mark, I don't know how you would describe it, but there's a lot of, would you describe it as a Christian movie or what?
Well, it's, from what I know about it, it sounds like a film that sort of pits religion versus science, and then it has this sub-theme of the hockey story. So I'm looking forward to it. And when does it come out?
I don't know when it comes out. I think we're supposed to wrap up shooting sometime in September. If I remember correctly.
I'm sorry, Fred. It's funny. Michigan, as I said, Governor Granholm is very, very aggressively chasing this. And we filmed, for instance, the movie Ray out in Louisiana, and they had an incredibly aggressive program that attracts producers. Tennessee also has one, and of course, Canada is really attractive because of the dollar. But this is really the first time. California has always had kind of an arrogant attitude toward movies, like, why would you go anywhere else? Of course you would stay here. And this move of Schwarzenegger is really the first that I can tell, really aggressively saying, hey, come back here, we'll help you if we can.
I didn't see the level of which he's acting on that. Is it really meaningful, you think?
Well, it is. I mean, he's already got, they've offered it to 25 films to join the program. And already Beverly Hills Chihuahua 2 and Naked Gun 4 have signed up for the program. I don't know if that's a good sign.
Oh, I'm glad we got some future American classics coming out right as we speak here. This goes to show the level of. I like something like the Genesis Code. Sounds much better to me. And it does talk about Genesis, and it is a real intellectual discussion. And a coming together, really, in some interesting areas there. It'll be interesting to see whether or not it's commercial, but some of those kinds of movies have done real well lately.
They have.
We sure hope so. Mark, one of the other things you've been writing about is this birther issue, and I guess you had some thoughts about Chris Matthews. You want to share that?
Oh, I had some fun. I had some fun with Chris Matthews. You know, I watched that show. I always.
You're only one of two.
Well, that's true, but I'm a sucker for a person who loves their job, and he obviously enjoys his job.
That's true.
But he has been nonstop on this birther thing, and you know, I'm going to write a piece tomorrow that the only thing people say the birthers are weird. Well, the only thing weirder than them are the anti-birthers who are obsessed with keeping the birth certificate. I don't understand this. If this is an issue, you know, this came up with John McCain in 2008, and he very simply released his birth certificate. There's nothing to hide. There's no problem. I can't figure out what the problem is and why the president won't just call up his officials in Hawaii and say, release the darn thing.
They're waving around documents that aren't even an issue and not talking about the document that is an issue.
Well, there is one, and this official says she's seen it, that it's under this lock and key. And, you know, the more this goes on, the more this appears like a politician who claims to be on the Appalachian Trail on Father's Day.
Ooh, coming right back around full circle.
It sounds a little bit like
Mark, we got to go now, but thank you for checking in with us. Stay in touch. We need your updates on a regular basis.